and we are going to get into New York versus Texas. I believe Dada is going to take his leave, so goodbye, Dada.
Oh no, I'm being abducted!
Oh, goodbye, Dada! And we're going to get Taikani in for the next match. Hello, Taikani. What's up, man?
Hello, Dio. I'm doing quite well. I just finished watching this Corsair showcase and it was good. How are you doing?
Well, I just witnessed a win on a tiebreaker by 14K with a 200,000 score deficit at some points in it. Ridiculous solo carry performances by Siru across an entire match. Just actually awesome match that we just saw. We'll get bans on this match in a second here. And I want to ask, I'm going to check with staff just to see exactly whose first pick this is. But this is New York versus Texas, two extremely good teams. Seed 11 for New York, who actually upset Carolina seed 5 in an earlier match this weekend. This is losers bracket round 5 now. Texas already having won a match earlier this weekend as well versus Massachusetts, beating them 6-1. So both of these teams competing for a spot in the finals weekend with elimination on the line for either of them. We get into Nomad 2 as the first pick for one of these teams. I don't know exactly whose first pick it is. We did not see the roles and bans and all that good stuff. But this is not a normal Nomad 2. It is 275 BPM aim and bursts. You have a lot of flow aim in this map. It is a star stream map, so there is a lot of flow aim in this. Also a lot of snap aim and pattern styled aim, punctuated by lots and lots of 275 BPM bursts.
Yeah, this one's a hell of a map, and we're seeing some breaks come out from Takedo. We also saw Decaden break about 150 combo ago. It's not really a significant lead to either team. New York does have the score lead just based off of how long it took Takedo to break, but it's going to even out. That said, there's a break from Decaden right there. Give it a little bit to the side of New York up there way through the map.
Yeah, combo lead ever so slightly with Texas. I mean, both of these teams have really good mechanics players. Decaden, Lights Out, Kakwizi are a very good speed aim mechanics roster. Same for Takedo, Rhythm Game, Arco. Takedo, I think, probably... I don't want to say the weak link because he's just really good, but like he's not an aim player per se, whereas Arco, Rhythm Game definitely are. Should be really good on this. This is the first pick for New York, by the way. So this is New York's first pick in this match. Looking to win and get a point up early, but the combo lead for Decaden over Takedo is doing some work for New York at the moment. Lights Out will miss on the triple, though, and that's an FC gone for Texas in the favor of New York. Arco and Rhythm Game still on the double FC.
Yeah, they're going to get much more threatening from now on. A halfway through the map miss, as is known, is the worst-case scenario for Lights Out. Huge cap on the score, about 800k given the DP. Gonna have to rely
this is
a
not
lot
DT, by the way. This is just Nomad. 275
Oh, wait, you're right,
Nomad.
you're right. I got tricked by the speed. By the way, Kakwizi broke. That's crazy.
Yeah, this section is really, really difficult. This is where all the dreams in the map reside, is in this one section. Takedo's going to break again. Kakwizi will trade it. And now it's just Arco and Rhythm Game on a two-way full combo for New York, demolishing this pick. This is a really, really good team score already. In the previous matchup, we did see this map near the end of the match, the second to last map, and it was one FC from Siru to guarantee the point for New Jersey. Arco and Rhythm Game will break, but this is already an incredible team score for them. 1.76 million, not even near the end of the map yet. Decaden is on 1200 combo, though. I don't think there's enough time to bring it back. Maybe if we see a lot more misses from New York, it could still be winnable from Texas. It's going to end up being close. But I think this is still safe for New York at the moment.
Yeah, if Decaden had the supporting combo behind him, he could absolutely make a difference. But as you said, there's just not the time for it to happen. It's really very, very good score from Decaden, as well as all the players on the side of New York, essentially what was almost a double XD. It is going to go the way of New York, though, in the very end.
Yeah, really, really solid team score for both of these teams. Over 2 million for New York, just under 2 million for Texas. Blows both previous teams that we just saw out of the water on this map. So that is a really, really solid overall team score for both of these teams. That's going to be above 2 million team score for Texas by the end of the map. So really, really solid stuff there. Good job to New York for winning their first pick. A little bit closer than I think they would have liked, but really, really solid overall map for them. We did see the bans. Well, we didn't see the bans earlier, so we're going to get into them now. It was DT4 and FreeMod 2 bans for Texas, and DT3 and Hard Rock 3 bans for New York. Now, DT3 is not a real DT map. That is actually low approach rate in the DT pool, which is why you see Texas picking No Mod 1. That is actually the other low approach rate map in the pool. It's Aishiteru's special difficulty of Unsainted by Slipknot. This is AR8 awkward aim and a couple of 203 BPM streams in this map. Not any really heavy mechanics, but it is a relatively high star rating AR8 map at 6.47 stars for this one. So a lot of really good reading players on the side of Texas. You have players like Wowie and Toybot, for example. I think they'll probably end up being joined by either Niminwu or Decaton. It's going to be Niminwu to join them. Taquito, obviously the X factor for New York on a map like this. I think we'll probably end up seeing maybe Opixe and Twilight to join him on this map. I'm honestly not really sure who joins in for New York on their side, but it's definitely going to be Taquito, and he is the player to watch out for on a map like this. Obviously a very, very good low approach rate reading player.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously there's a reason it's Texas' first pick. New York isn't going to be confident on this. They basically only have Taquito to guarantee something for them, but Taquito alone, it's going to be a hell of a climb against Wowie, Toybot, and Woe.
It's going to be Rhythm Game and Arco once again for New York, by the way. So no Opixe, no Twilight. And honestly, I'm not super sure of the skill sets for Opixe and Twilight. I just don't think I've seen enough of them in tournament to really be certain of their skill sets. So might be a little bit, for me at least, unpredictable on the rosters from New York side. I'm sure they have it worked out. It's just I don't know enough about their roster to really call it. But yeah, Taquito is the player to watch out for here. Arco and Rhythm Game not necessarily known as like super good low approach rate reading players as compared to most of the other players in the lobby right now.
Yeah, we will see though. I'm a little worried about Rhythm Game. On an intro like this, Ediac is worrying for sure.
Relatively slow intro, and I think that intro kind of killed the act for a lot of players there. Taquito on 94, Arco on 96, so not just Rhythm Game struggling with the accuracy in that intro, and it can be a little weird just adjusting to it right off the bat. Texas with 3 fresh players who were probably practicing this map beforehand. New York, of course, with the same 3 players as the previous map, which is very, very different. Near AR10 no mod speed and aim, so
yeah, so far the combos are looking great, though. No breaks until just now as I start speaking. It's Rhythm Game to find the first break. No trades on the side of Texas. They are all looking very, very confident.
Arco in this as well on some of the awkward aim afterwards. Nimu will trade it, but it's still a 2 AFC for Wowie and Toybot. Again, it's the Taquito X factor for New York looking to try and solo carry this map for the team up against 2 very, very good low approach rate reading players in Wowie and Toybot right now. We'll see if he's able to do that, but halfway through the map, it's looking very solid for Texas.
Yeah, and especially with a double break from Taquito and Rhythm Game, and no response from Texas. Wowie and Toybot now are in the position to just kind of take this one away. Never mind about Wowie, but Toybot for sure. Break from Toybot, but
I mean, the score lead's so big at this point. It's near unwinnable for New York, but if we keep seeing these misses from Texas, the extra combo on Arco and Rhythm Game can start to matter. It's by no means guaranteed. It's just hard for New York to win right now.
yeah, break from Rhythm Game is going to slow that a little bit, but Arco holding on could mean a lot. That said, they're going to need continued breaks from Texas.
Now, William Nimu on pretty good combo for Texas. I think those 2 combos are going to keep it pretty even compared to Taquito and Arco. Arco is the combo lead right now for New York. If he misses, their chance of winning this map is pretty much gone. Completely done and dusted for Texas on the first pick. This is Texas's first pick, by the way. You do favor them on this map. Taquito is going to find another break on one of the aim sections, and that's going to give even more of an edge to Texas. Looking to close this map out cleanly, up 140k, and climbing with the break for Taquito. Toybot will drop, though. Now it's Nimmu and Woey up against Arco and Rhythm Game. Combos are pretty much even, though, going into the ending.
Yeah, the next break could determine it. But honestly, at this point, Adele will see it. Yeah, everybody getting through that stream after the initial troubles. I would say it's a little bit wrapped, and Texas looking damn good on their first pick. Once again, though, it's fairly close. Woey having some trouble at the end here, but I don't really think it'll matter.
Yeah, the combo from Nimmu, I think, is enough to stave off any advance from Arco and Rhythm Game. Taquito's on a good supporting combo, too, though. If Nimmu misses and we see some chain misses after the other members on Texas, this could still go over. Woey is really struggling here at the ending. Maybe some nerf. You can see the shake there. Nimmu will miss, but Arco and Taquito will also find drops. It's only a 30k score lead here at the end of the map, though. Luckily for Texas, that map didn't go 5 seconds longer, because if it did, I think New York would have been able to take that with the combo on Rhythm Game.
Very close first picks. Oh my god.
You know, Takani, this is how that last match started out, too. We had a couple of really, really close first picks, and then it was back and forth the entire match, all the way to tiebreaker. So it's a good start if you're looking for a close match between these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it speaks to how competitive these teams are, even on what should be some of the most decisive picks of the match. It's very, very close. Could turn at any second, and you know, these teams can absolutely compete against each other in such a high level. And I think that kind of the pick speaks to that.
Not even close indeed, Toybot. Not even close. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're going to get the next pick from New York coming up next. They, of course, banned out low approach rate and the Hard Rock 3 super high circle size precision. So you're not expecting them to pick into kind of the gimmicky stuff. Texas banning out DT4 Free Mod 2. Those two maps are like super high BPM DT aim for the DT4. That's quote unquote your DT1 in this pool. 290 BPM AR 10.3 guest diff on a Nevo set. And Free Mod 2 is speed free mod, so both of those maps relatively speedy that were banned out by Texas, and of course the Nomad 2 pick aligns with that pretty well. Free mod 3 is still open, and that map is really similar to Nomad 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pick going that direction from New York. Maybe they end up going into something a little bit different. It is going to be Nomad 5 instead. That is also a speed map, 247 BPM burst speed all throughout this map. We saw New York play this in their matchup earlier this weekend against Carolina as well. It was a great pick for them, mostly because Taquito is really, really good at this type of speed map. But even then, Rhythm Game and Arco kind of gapped the two bottom scores coming out of Carolina. Taquito with 960k on a 1 miss, 99 AC when they played this versus Carolina. And you kind of expect him to do really well on this type of stuff. Not stamina streams, but tons of shorter bursts, all under 16 notes in this map, is exactly the type of speed that Taquito is known for being really, really good on.
And we'll see how it goes for them. Obviously, going to see very similar lineups to what we've seen on Nomad 2, I feel, just given the speed to it. A little bit different. Obviously, Nomad 2, a lot more aim-focused, but it kind of carries over to this Nomad 5.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid pick for them. Of course, Arco Rhythm Game back in here. Decaton lights out Cuckweezy in for Texas. I think is also really good on this. Decaton's not a speed player necessarily, but he's very similar to Taquito in that he can play speed maps where they're very burst heavy and not stream heavy. So I think Decaton will be at home enough on a pick like this very similar to Lights Out, who's mostly an aim mechanics player, but is a DT aim player, so we'll be fine with this type of speed. And of course, Kakweezy, relatively good speed player as well. So this should be another pretty competitive pick between the two teams. And I think Texas with some pretty well-placed bans on the super high BPM speed and the speed streams in the free mod pool. Like I said earlier, looking at Taquito to potentially carry this pick for New York. Did get that 960K the last time they played this. Looking at just a solid team score, I think, for Texas. I don't really feel like I can point out any one of these three members to carry the pick, so to say. I think they're all going to get relatively good scores for Texas. And it's up to Arco and Rhythm Game to replicate their scores from the previous match alongside Taquito in order to win this pick.
Yeah, again, it's prowess for these teams. They can compete on basically every one of these maps. So while New York, on paper, definitely does have the advantage, Texas can really put up a very good team score. And that's going to be the threat to New York. That said, accuracy is benefiting New York right now. It's a triple 99 for the side of NY. Texas, a little bit below that, going to give that score lead to New York until we see some breaks.
Not much of anything else going on so far for either of these teams, though. Pretty good accuracy on the side of New York. Very high AC on a Rhythm Game and 99 on Taquito. 99 only on Decatur for Texas. It's about 98 accuracy for everybody else on their team right now, so slight AC lead for New York. But that probably will not end up mattering in this map. As you can tell, it's relatively easy to start things off. It does ramp up as the map goes on, and when you get a lot of consecutive bursts in this map, that's where you're going to expect to see players break. The strain on a lot of the consecutive burst sections is really what makes this map difficult enough for this pool, and can start to force a lot of misses out of players. There's also this Buzz Slider section here. Caitlin and Kakweezy both missing there.
Yeah, no response from New York. They're going to keep on trucking on with 3 FCs. I do want to point out, this episode's 5 minutes long. This one takes a while to really get into the heat of it, and then it's in the heat of it for a long time. And so, your consistency on this kind of thing is challenged. So I'm a little worried that Caden and Kakweezy, as soon as they went into a harder part, both broke. It's going to give New York a long time to build up the lead.
This section is just all free combos, super slow part of the map. Really, really good luck for New York to start things off compared to the multiple breaks coming out of Texas so far. Like you said, still 3-way full combo for New York, just beast moding it so far. 99.5 accuracy on 2 players as well for Taquito and Rhythm Game, so extremely good accuracy on New York's side. They're up about 230k or so right now and climbing, as we continue to get a little bit of free combo during this slow section of the song. After this, when we start to get into another TI time, that's when you'll see the consecutive bursts come out. We're going to start to get some difficult sections. Arco with a slider break on a relatively easy part, too.
That's a little scary. Going to bring it down to the point where Texas is a threat. Of course, not having the triple FC from New York is going to be beneficial. There goes Arco, but Lights Out's going to trade it. Now it's 2 FCs to none. Kakweezy finding a break as well. It's only Decatur with a recovery combo, but entering the last quarter of the map, New York is looking so damn dominant. Not sure if Texas really has much of an out here.
Yeah, this one's just over. Full team wipe for Texas, and New York showing off on the speed pick in no mod here. Rhythm Game and Taquito are still full comboing. Rhythm Game has already beaten his score from New York's match versus Carolina earlier this weekend. Rhythm Game got 560k when they played this earlier. Arco is also beating his score of 400k in their match. It's already past that mark, so this is just overperformance from the 2 bottom scores on the side of New York. And Taquito's matching what he was able to do in their previous match. Gonna be hard to actually beat his old score. He had a 1 miss with 99.2 accuracy, but he's on track for it right now, and Rhythm Game on track to join him up there in the 900k range. Multiple misses from Arco and the rest of the Texas roster aside from Decatur, but this is just domination from New York.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Very, very good stuff from New York, especially Rhythm Game providing Taquito to support with the almost FC. Taquito, of course, the top scorer on New York. You know exactly why they were picking this. It was so that Taquito could play it. Arco as well, huge supporting combo. Very, very good score from New York. This looks much better than that Nomad 2 did. That was a little shaky.
I will say underperformance from Texas. Decatur had a 1 slider break play on this in their match versus Massachusetts earlier this weekend, and it was a double 500k from Cuckweezy and Lights Out versus now their average 400k for both of those players. So underperformance from Texas, but it would not have mattered because Taquito gets the FC, and like you see there, Rhythm Game way overperforming as compared to his previous score, 98% and 875k. So big score from the team of New York on that speed pick, and you could probably expect them to lean into it once again later on down the line in this match.
For sure. For now, we're going to see where Texas goes with this. Try and bounce back, not let the Nomad 5 hurt too much. For them, obviously, their number one thing that they're going to want is reading, but it's not really that much of it in the pool, given that they've already played Nomad 1, and we've already seen DT3 banned. Not really sure where they go from here.
I'm thinking they're going to try and go into some like relatively gimmick-heavy stuff. It's going to be Hidden 2. This is just straight-up tech. It's a Sharu and Fracture Hawkins collab map here. Full-on slider tech. This is what you typically see in Nomad 4 in tournaments. So you're going to end up seeing lots and lots of super high-velocity sliders that are really, really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I think if you know either of those names, you know the onslaught to expect, especially at 200 BPM. This one is pretty hellish, especially with Hidden on it. You know, if you're not completely comfortable on Hidden, you are not going to have fun following these sliders in the slightest.
One other place that I think Texas can look to is just some aim mechanics. They had a really good score on Tomelegi. They can also look towards like ulti gimmick stuff after this. Decatur full comboed Jazz is Rad in their previous matchup versus Massachusetts, so that's a score you can't really understate how good it is. So I'm expecting them to pick into like other alt tech stuff in this pool. New York to continue picking the speed, and Texas to maybe save some aim mechanic stuff for later on if they run out of picks. This pool is pretty large. It's a full-size map pool, 4 free mods as well, so you have quite a lot of picks to choose from, and I think Texas can pretty reasonably stick with the relatively gimmicky maps in the pool, just like the Nomad 1 and the Hidden 2 that we've already, or, well, the Hidden 2 that we're about to see from them. See if it works out.
Of course, I mean, can't understate how strong, especially Taquito is on Hidden Tech for New York. It's going to be the question of the supporting combos for, I would say, Taquito and Woey. And I think Texas absolutely has the chance of putting up the better supporting combos for those players.
Yeah, the Taquito X Factor can't really be understated. So we'll see how well he is able to do up against a very, very strong overall roster for Texas. Everybody missing so far besides Woey and Opixe. It's just Opixe left for New York now. That's the only combo alive in the entire lobby. Texas has clean wiped multiple times now. Woey and Decatur missing again. And it's Opixe with the carry score right now. Not the X Factor we thought we would see, but a different one for New York instead of Taquito.
Yeah, there's a break finally, but Taquito is right there to pick up the scraps along with the supporting combo from Arco. Gonna be able to keep doing damage to Texas as time goes on. Third of the way through the map now. There's still a combo advantage too. No, you wait. Oh, Pixie was a Bancho break. Hold on. We still got an FC coming through.
Yeah, this is the difficult part about picking tech, and especially hidden tech into New York, is that their players are still very good at this kind of thing. It's by no means a guaranteed point for Texas, and New York is showing them why. 250k and climbing score lead. Arco and Wowie will trade. It's a good trade for Texas, but never mind. It's a Bancho miss for Wowie, so okay, maybe that one's not Bancho. Decatur will also find a slider break. Toybot's also going to break now, and that's another team wipe for Texas, and perhaps over. It's just done. We're not even 3/4 of the way through, but there's zero chance that Texas wins this pick. And New York just slapping them in the face, saying, no, that's our pick, not yours. You can't pick tech anymore.
Yeah, Pixie is the name to talk about here. Finally finding a break. I think that one is real, but doing job. Taquito's going to be right there to finish it off strong for New York. Very, very good stuff from Opixie. Doing a lot of work for this team.
I mean, Opixie is matching Taquito in score. Like, you expect Taquito to basically solo carry if New York were to win this, but you basically have 2 copies of Taquito right now for this team. Finally, there's going to be a marginal score difference between them here at the end of the map, with Taquito comboing the ending and Opixie not, but they were both at 550k not too long ago. It just goes to show how ridiculously good Opixie's score is, because this is the kind of performance you can expect out of Taquito, not out of the other members of this New York roster at this kind of difficulty, with how heavily semifinals has scaled up the difficulty in this tournament. Opixie 580k S rank is an unbelievably good score and makes the difference not even close in favor of New York.
Yeah, that was one hell of a dominant break point. New York, it's their pick next. It's their chance to find the pick to consolidate the break point, get themselves up at an early 4-1. We'll see if they can make that happen, though. You know, again, everything's very competitive. Their next pick could very easily go the Texas way, just like this pick went to New York.
And that said, I mean, the remainder of the pool still looks pretty good for New York. We had the Nomad 2 first pick for them, followed by, I believe it was another one of the speed maps. I forget exactly. The Nomad 5, excuse me. That was the other pick for them. You still have the Fremod 3. You still have the either DT2 or DT1, though those aren't really speed maps. DT1 is like swing finger control stuff, but it is high AR, and that is going to be what they go for, is AR 10.3 swing finger control style mapping. Not a lot of like doubles and changes in rhythm in this map. It's just mapped at a 3-4 time signature, so the BPM is lower than what is on the sheet. Sheet says 309 BPM. With that time signature, it's more like 210-ish BPM. But lots and lots of flowing requirements, still lots and lots of doubles all throughout the map, so you can expect slightly higher accuracy than on a usual swing map, but this is still a really, really tricky pick.
For sure. See where the rosters go. Looks like we've already got our full New York roster in. Big 3 Taquito rhythm game. Arco. Texas look like they're still fielding a third. So far, got Kirklees and Decatur. I'm honestly unsure of who the third Texas player would be on this.
Yeah, okay, so when you do the math on this one, this comes out to 230, about 232 BPM on the doubles and all the streams in this map. So it's still kind of speedy, but not in the same way that you would usually expect. And it's a lot of doubles all throughout the pick, not a lot of streams overall. So we'll see how this ends up for both of these teams. I think it's a still pretty good pick for New York, but I think this is the kind of speed map that Texas can be really good on. Again, none of their members are really, quote-unquote speed players, but all of them are going to be relatively comfortable on A, the BPM, and B, like double spam on AR 10.3, especially Decatur and Lights Out, I think are going to be really, really solid for them. Early misses for both Cuckweezy and Taquito to start things off, but it's just a trade of combos.
Yeah, second break from Cuckweezy. Gonna matter a little bit more, though, as Texas was already struggling in the act department, giving the combo advantage over to New York fairly solidly. It's gonna be nice for them. Arco's gonna find a miss at the end of the key eye, balance things out combo-wise. These key eyes are so scary. The spacing with doubles reach isn't like too crazy, but it's just annoying enough that you can miss on literally any of them and it would make absolute sense, which is so scary with how many in a row there are.
Caden Lights Out still pulling off the double FC right now. Taquito's not too far behind, though. It's not that much of a score lead. It's 50K for Texas on a knife's edge right now for both of these teams. Any miss from either squad is going to be super impactful. Both teams hit the stream there. Nobody missing on the double swing section here either. Lights Out will be the first to trade, and that is huge for New York. A combo gone for Texas means the score lead almost instantly goes their way. There goes Cuckweezy and Arco as well. It's Taquito and Rhythm Game versus just Decatur, and he cannot pull this back by himself. He needs misses out of New York right now, or this is going to be 4-1 in favor of New York. And there's the score over to them. Map over. Very huge early point lead for New York, up 3 points over Texas with that pick.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit in Texas's favor for a second, though, but it just wasn't enough of a lead to keep them safe. New York in a dominant position, 4-1 in a match like this is nothing to scoff at, especially if you're New York, the lower seeded team between these two.
And New York has been showing up, though, and they're a team that historically overperforms their seeding in United States Cup overall. I remember last year New York getting a lot farther than you would have expected them to just based off of initial seeding. And that is something that can happen with ranked seeding in these types of tournaments, right? New York, for example, last year took North California to tiebreaker in the round, in the quarterfinals. And then ended up as seed 8, getting to top 4, only top 4, only losing to South California in loser semifinals there. So this is the team that overperforms their seeding, and it has been doing so for a couple of years now. South California, by the way, going on to win the entire tournament. So they were knocked out by the tournament champions of last year. So you expect New York to do pretty well, and Texas's seeding is not high enough that they usually contest for first. Texas last year as 6th seed, actually getting eliminated by New York also in this very round, in losers round 5. Deja vu maybe for Texas right now, down 4-1 in losers bracket round 5 against New York, who eliminated them last year. That is something else. That is some irony for sure. Some cosmic influence there, surely. Fremod 4, the next pick for Texas. And I think this pick is, well, I mean, I guess it's a gimmick map, kind of, sort of. It's low aim streams and really, really difficult slider jumps all the way. It's Big Black. Like, it's the Big Black. Riddle me this. Who wins?
It's the original ones too. Everyone knows it.
So Texas going once again into quote-unquote gimmick. You have to have one hidden, one hard rock. Easy is allowed, and there's a 2.0 multiplier, but I don't think any of the members of either of these teams go easy on this. It's probably Decatur and hard rock. Will we hidden? Maybe Toybot hidden. I don't know who between the two of those takes hidden. Surely it's Taquito hidden, and I think Rhythm Game hard rock for this one.
Yeah, I don't see Ultrex playing the hard rock for New York on this one. I'd wager that Loey's the hidden one for Texas here. I don't know. Can't know until we're actually in the match, unfortunately. I'd love to see the mods while they're sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, right. Be a fun change. So that is... These are going to be the lineups for both teams. Taquito Ultrax Rhythm Game for New York, looking to go up 5-1 match point with another break point on this map. Texas looking to stop this momentum that New York has. 3 wins in a row for New York now, including the previous break point. So Texas looking to stop the bleeding and keep them at 4 points instead of giving them the match point leg up. Apparently Taquito's in the bathroom, so we're going to wait on him to come back. And we're back. We are ready to go. So Texas, it almost feels like do or die for Texas. If you give up this point, New York is at match point. They can pick next and just win and knock you out 6-1 in even more dominant fashion than they knocked you out last year as Texas. Texas hoping for revenge here, hoping to win, hoping to knock New York out instead and make themselves top 6 this year. Wowie going easy on the Big Black, in fact. So just double Wowie's score. Or, in other words, like Dada said last time we saw easy on the Big Black in the previous match, if New York is winning by more than Wowie's score, they are actually winning. If they are not winning by more than Wowie's score, they are not actually winning. Texas is winning. Yeah,
so far, Wowie having a little bit of trouble. That said, Taquito's going to trade it out in a rhythm game with Toybot. For a 1 FC apiece, it's the Caden on the Hard Rock and Ultrax on the Nomad, holding it down the combo for each of these teams. Wowie has recovered very nicely on the easy as well.
I want to see how Wowie handles the Buzz Slider spam section that comes up after this one. You've got the streams here and the kind of relatively easy slider jumps to follow. This part is relatively simple. Nobody breaking in this section. This part is where we saw a lot of players who lost the pick break. There go Caden and Toybot. Rhythm Game will trade, but it's just Wowie now for Texas versus Taquito and Ultrax on the hidden end Nomad. Taquito and Ultrax both break on the slider streams. Wowie will follow it up instantly. And this is actually still a winning position for Texas right now. They have better combo on Taquito and Toybot as compared to Rhythm Game. And the score lead is less than 100k. Wowie's score is 140k. That means Texas is ahead by another 40k or so compared to New York right now. They're actually in the lead.
Yeah, New York, that full team reset. Or I guess not full team. Well, it was brutal. Rhythm Game being the only one who can do anything with the combo. Gonna have to hold for the very last section with Hard Rock. That's a hard ask, and there we go. That's a slider break right there. Wowie is gonna be enough to match Ultrax's combo. Taquito being matched by Decaden. Not Decaden anymore, but I don't think New York has the time to build up. I don't know.
They might. Wowie drops again. Wowie's only 200,000 score. So this is actually winning position now. Maybe for New York, it's going to be so close. It's going to come down to the multiplier at the end of everything. Rhythm Game and Wowie are still holding about the same here. Wowie drops. Rhythm Game will drop at the very end. Let's just add Wowie's score to the team total and see how it comes out. He has 240k exactly, and that is not enough for Texas. They end up with 1,286,000. 200. They're like 40k points off. They're like 40k points off. Sorry, 11k apparently. 11k.
Wow.
It's
very close. But that's a New York breakpoint once again, and suddenly what will look to be a very competitive, very close match is 5-1, and the winning team picks next.
Yeah, 250k minus 240k is just over 10,000 points in favor of New York. That is 5-1. Just rough for Texas. Like, to lose that pick by such a close margin and still not be able to find success. Now giving match point and next pick over to New York is really, really tough. I have a feeling we're going to see DT2 for New York. If they wanted to go with something similar to No Mod 2 earlier in the match, they would have gone with Free Mod 3 already. But they instead choose the swing finger control DT map, which makes me think they just feel more comfortable on this style of like high approach rate reading DT picks, and it is going to be the DT2. 253 BPM, light tech slider finger control mapping, and AR 10.3. It's a lot of slider control, a lot of short but really fast sliders at high density in this map.
All right, this one, I mean, with everything we've seen from New York so far, this one is a hell of a threat if you're Texas right now.
I mean, it's do or die. You lose a point now, and you are eliminated. You have to win 5 in a row, including the tiebreaker, if you are Texas, and you want to bring this match back, make it into top 6. New York just needs to win 1 out of the next 5 maps in a row, and they will secure their spot in top 6. So Texas really needs to bring it together and get some good scores on this map. I have a feeling we'll probably see Decaton as the last player for Texas. Wowie's really good on like slider finger control DT maps, but he's not a high AR player, so it is going to be Decaton as the last member for Texas here. Rhythm game Taquito Arco, I feel like, is going to be, yep, there they are for New York, and that is a scary roster. These 3 players are really, really good at this style of mapping and at high approach rate. So you're sweating a little bit if you're Texas right now, and New York is feeling confident. 4 wins in a row, looking to make it 5, looking to make it the match.
All right, this could very potentially be the last map we see in this match. Or maybe, just maybe, the start of something for Texas, and Texas really needs that something.
If it's going to start anywhere, it has to start here. No breaks at the start of the map, luckily for Texas. But everybody on New York also holding, so ever so slight score lead just based off the AC lead for New York right now.
And we're starting to see some struggles. I'm seeing shakes on a couple players, but no breaks coming out yet as we go through the first quarter of the map with just accuracy to determine things.
Both teams playing really well in this. Cuckweezy's going to be the first to break about halfway through. Lights Out will follow it up right afterwards. And that is really bad for Texas. You need breaks right now for New York if you want to stay in this match. And New York just look unshakable. This entire match after the first pick for Texas has been completely New York. And it's not looking any different on this map. Already 350K in the lead is New York with the 3-way full combo intact. And Decaton missing there. I think this match is just over. That's a 3-way FC versus nothing on the side of Texas.
Yeah, at the break, New York saw it. They could feel the confidence rush to them. Arco missing isn't going to matter. It is too little, too late. And for New York, what a good performance. 6-1 over Texas. I don't think anyone had drafted something as dominant as that out. New York showing time and time again that they can and will outperform their seed here in USC. Very, very good match.
And for the second year in a row, New York eliminates Texas in losers bracket round 5. New York, a team that historically overperforms their seeding, continuing to do so in 2022, they were top 4 despite being the 8th seed in the tournament. They have now made top 6 this year as the 11th seed in the tournament. And even previously before that, they were 9th seed, almost making it into top 6 in 2021. They were 9th seed and top 8 in 2021. So for 3 years in a row now, New York has overperformed their seeding and looking to take it even further next weekend. Very, very well played by New York. Unfortunately for Texas, their run ends here in the top 8 of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good placement nonetheless. It actually is exactly where Texas was seeded to fall. Still hate to see it though. You know, you never want to say goodbye to your state's teams, and I'm sure a lot of Texan players feel a hole in their heart right now. But at the end of the day, someone's always got to lose.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So Texas will drop out. New York will move into the top 6. They are the first losers bracket team to do so. They'll play the loser of Virginia versus South Carolina. That match happening later on tonight at 10:30 Eastern Time. Our next matchup, though, is North California versus Florida. That one's happening in about 40 minutes. So we're going to take a break, end off the stream, and be back for that winner's bracket match in about 40 minutes. And we'll probably end up keeping the stream on until we get to Virginia versus South Carolina. We have North California versus Florida in 40 minutes, followed by Maryland versus New Jersey at 9:30 Eastern Time, and then an hour later, Virginia versus South California at 10:30 Eastern Time. So go take a break, eat some dinner, grab some snacks, grab a drink, come back in 40 minutes for NorCal versus Florida. Thank you to Connie for coming in to cast with me last second. Thanks to Keys for streaming all these matches, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you in 40.
The jungle is life itself. There are conflicts everywhere. We bet each other's life to get tomorrow. But now, the jungle is about to die. A lot of concrete jungles are trying to erase it. At that time, the jungle shows the maximum force to resist. The trees erode the asphalt pavement, a tremendous number of insects attached to the building. And beasts with dozens of fangs glow their eyes from the gap of concrete. Welcome to the jungle. We are invaders from the jungle. Welcome to the jungle.